And today's transmission is all about becoming a mitochondriac. You might be wondering why I'm wearing these fabulous yellow glasses. And I was trying to write a newsletter today, and I decided I would do a vlog instead because for whatever reason my level of focus and ability to communicate is best in vlog form these days. So there's been a lot going on, as you well know, and you may be experiencing the weightiness of all of the information that is coming at us from all sides. And you may be feeling the weightiness of the EMFs that we're being exposed to, the electromagnetic frequencies. And I certainly am and have been. And those of us who are sensitive in nature, sensitive to the bombardment of sound, the bombardment of light, the bombardment of information that is so weighty that it's keeping us maybe awake at night, keeping us from our peace of mind, keeping us trapped in repetitive negativity, and really damaging our overall frequency. And when that frequency is damaged, we are not able to manifest to a higher level of purpose, of prosperity, of potential. That's really what these EMFs do, is they keep us from coming to our full potential. And it's damaging and it's devastating. And from the exterior, we're reflecting our interior to our exterior, but our exterior is also impacting our interior, specifically the endocrine system. The endocrine system, which has also been known as the Holy of Holies, is this energetic system that we as an electrical being react to, respond to, based upon the homeostasis in which we are in, which is our desire to seek balance, and remembering that we're vibrating, we're receiving, we're transmitting, we're receiving, based upon the frequency in which we are putting out. That is exactly what we get back. In this time, in this culture, and we've talked about this many, many times, we are bombarded by all of this information, be it things that we see, things that we hear, things that we feel, cause us to either be vibrating at a very high rate of speed and therefore running up that level of consciousness, that scale of consciousness, from being, so far low that, we are barely a reptile crawling upon the planet. Although some of those reptiles, this is not the class for that. But once we come up that scale of consciousness, we lift our head up and we begin vibrating at a higher rate of expectancy and realization and potential. That is that level of 200 on Dr. David Hawkins' scale of consciousness, to where we see, it is that I didn't know what I didn't know, and now I see my ignorant ways, and I am able to do better because now I have a level of awareness, and that level of awareness activates that part of our body that is the endocrine system that says, I know, therefore I am. I know, therefore I can do better. I can choose to do better or not. That's the beauty of this free will. So let's go back. If you recall in Food Frequency for Life, that 3-part series I did, 5 years ago, we talked about the first form of nourishment being breath. Breathing in, we realize that that is our gift from God, our first gift from God. We come to this point of consciousness, this moment in time. And we are able to then access the photons, the little packets of light that are the photons that is in every breath. And these packets of light are sparks in every bit of us, all the way down to the leptons, the quarks, and what is even now smaller than the quarks. I'm sure they've already found it and named it, but these are just all light waves, full spectrum light. And this light is our first form of nourishment. So yes, it is the breath, but and in that, on that breath comes in all the light that we need to supercharge and energize this physicality. What happens when light is taken away from us, or when the dominant light is the damaging parts of the spectrum, namely the blue light, which is on every screen, which is on every incandescent light bulb, it's on all of the headlights, and it's on all of the street lights. It affects our electricalness. And, you know, we are just a packet of waves, right? We're just a packet of waves of light and information. The information that comes through on the light is awaken, enlighten yourself. Ideally, unless that has been taken away from you, in which, you know, we are barely able to manage. I mentioned a little bit on the newsletter about a recent bout of depression in which I experienced this past summer. First of all, it came at a time when the light is being obscured from us today as well, but during a time in which we had 3 or 4 weeks of obscured sunlight. And probably during that time, I was probably, you know, looking at a screen all the time or on my cell phone, not getting out in nature as I need to every day, as you need to every day, to get the most light and heal. Because this healing journey is ever going. It's ongoing. We heal till we die. And we've got it backwards in this culture. We're so afraid of dying that we are making ourselves sick. And we're buying into what these people who just wear a white coat are telling us. I was at the grocery store the other day, and one of my lovely lady checkers was in a white coat because they're giving out the free flu shots. So you put on a white coat and suddenly you're an expert on everything. Maybe I should be wearing a white coat here, because I am going to come at you as an energetic expert, or share my expertise of what I have learned up to this point in time, with the caveat that I am willing to learn more. So all of this that I know to this moment in time, realizing how ignorant I am about all that I'm about to learn regarding energy and light and matter and minding the matter and mattering the mind, and the importance of that daily practice. So this summer I was obscured from the light because they were having fires and it was smoky. Although we didn't smell any smoke, we were certainly living in the gray. And it was really bad. As you well know, if you have ever had this bout of lower level energy, it becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're creating negative thoughts, getting negative responses, creating negative thoughts, getting even more negative responses within your body, within your mind. Pretty soon you're not sleeping correctly, then you're waking up and you're off your game. So to quickly get back on my game, I had to come to that moment of awareness. Aha! The light has been obscured. What does that mean? Well, in doing our research, we understand what that means on a grander scale for you and I here and now. In this class, we're going to talk about how to improve our little packets of photons, packets of energy, packets of light, that we need them to be most excellent so that we can have a most excellent experience in this lifetime. So one of the first things that I had to do is get my sleep corrected. So I got back on melatonin and I began to step away from the screens. Now, I don't carry my cell phone on my body. I don't use my cell phone a lot. I'm a landline person. Call me. And I don't watch a lot of regular TV, but I do watch a lot of YouTube. And so every time that I was having that experience, I began to protect myself from this light and these fake lights. So I went through and I changed out all those compact fluorescent bulbs. I don't have any LED in the house, and I've gone back to incandescent full spectrum light bulbs in the house. And I'm not turning those lights on except in, if I'm reading at night or something. And then I put in, then I put back on my glasses, starting with amber, midday, going into red. Red light begins to promote the flow of melatonin. So I have red bulbs in my night lights, and I have a light that I turn on right around sunset, which is a red party bulb, to get that melatonin to start flowing for me. So, excuse me. You're probably wondering, why are you wearing yellow glasses? Well, it's daytime. It's gray out because we had a huge bout of geoengineering after 6 weeks without. Hang on. Okay, sorry about that. Got my tea. After about 6 weeks of just everyday clean, clear skies, clean, clear, beautiful, unimpeded sunshine, I saw the planes flying with geoengineering start on Monday. Today's Wednesday, and we are 48 hours of gray. And my attitude is already waning a bit, so the yellow bumps up our brightness scale, if you want to call it that. And that's what we're calling it. So I began to get more natural light, getting out full spectrum on my body various times a day, going out, in a tank top, getting as much sun on the larger parts of my body, belly, back, legs, and getting that all through the day during the summertime without any glasses on. What we do is we cover ourselves up from the sun, and then we go in and we expose ourselves to all these negative blue lights. Well, if every bit of us is a packet of photons, packets of light information, then we have to realize that our skin, every cell of us, is a photon machine, for lack of a better word, and that every bit of us has the ability to create not just the light, not just to receive the light, but it also can create melatonin throughout the body. And when we get this light all over our body, we become a full spectrum, receiver and transmitter of the energy, and so we don't have to fear the sun anymore. It's only when we cover up and then go out and we're full exposed that we have to kind of be fearful of the sun, and I'm not even saying that. I have not used sunscreen in ever, really. There were a couple of times when we went on vacation and I would put sunscreen on. I always got burnt. So I started using natural sun protection with high doses of vitamin C, high doses of vitamin D, coconut oil, olive oil, all of those wonderful things that allow me to get full spectrum light and therefore just receive the photons and not be burned by the photons. The fake light, the blue light, which is really one of the most damaging, and I put a link in here to Dr. Jack Kruse's work on becoming a mitochondriac, which means I'm seeking the light. I'm seeking the light. Not just on a spiritual level where I am seeking enlightenment in this lifetime, and I do believe that's possible, maybe even just for brief moments of time, but it is like that one great golf shot, keeps us coming back to our prayer and meditation practice, to our realization that we are here for something greater than this mishigash in which we're all hypnotized, which is the daily drama, right? So we're going within for our healing journey. We're receiving more and more packets of light, which are packets of information on enlightenment. Remember, there's light in enlightenment. And this is not from an egotistical perspective saying that I'm better than anybody else, but I want to be better than who I was yesterday, but not as good as who I will hopefully be tomorrow. And that's what coming up and out of our own mishigash of depression, of ugliness, let's just call it ugliness, stepping away from that fray, because the ugliness has been orchestrated. The drama that we are watching has been orchestrated, and we are just as much of a puppet as everybody else upon the planet. And that's why this information has been hidden from us for so long. So packets of light, expanding on that. Get as much full natural sunlight as you can all day long. When you come inside, keep the lights off and protect yourself with yellow during the day, increases your energy. Amber and red at night begins the production of melatonin. Move towards full spectrum lighting again. Get away from the LEDs, get away from the fluorescent lights, and only turn those on moderately. I can't even go into the information that I found, like related to thyroidism, hypothyroidism, and this blue light. Of course, how many people are having, skin cancers on their legs because they're keeping their tablets here? How many people are having stomach and digestive issues because they always have a phone on their body? I can't even get into that now. Those little tracker things, the radiation from those is damaging, so much more damaging. So to receive more light, full spectrum, get out every day, walk for 20 to 40 minutes every day, sunglass free. When you come in the house, turn off all the lights and put your light protective light glasses on if you're going to be on a screen. And during the day it's yellow for enhancing energy. In the evening I would have amber on, and I'm trying to be off my technology usually by 6 p.m. Sometimes I like to cheat a little bit with my tabby, and I have the amber lens on that, and then I'm also wearing my glasses as well. One of the other things that I found most interesting this summer that I discovered as I was trying to re-increase my light, as I realized that they're obscuring the light from us, and it is our importance of DHA. What is DHA? Well, I can't pronounce it, but it's the beneficial oil in fish oil. Dihexa something. This DHA. If consciousness and light are the same thing, then DHA is a vehicle for our consciousness, for light throughout the body and into the mind. Now, part of all of this taking the light away and then bombarding us with heavy metals to obscure our ability to think, to focus, to sleep, all of those things. This is all documented. Do your own research. The heavy metals in our mind are blocking these packets of light as well that keep us depressed, keep us awake at night. So the fish oil, good, high-quality fish oil, things like fish oil, flax oil, these carry the light in them. So I started taking 4,000 to 5,000 mgs of the fish oil a day for the first 7 days, and within 3 days I was already feeling and sleeping better. I was taking 20 mgs of melatonin every night for 3 nights, and then now I'm taking maybe 20 mgs once a week because I'm creating a lot of melatonin because I'm wearing the red glasses. It's upping my natural melatonin, and then I'm getting as much out, a natural light, even in the gray. I'm going out there. And then high-dose iodine to help with the over exposure to the aluminum, the strontium, the boron, which is raining down upon us. You know, they admitted to the cloud seeding, so if they've admitted to that, you know, there's a lot more to it than just that. You can look up Operation Solar Shield, and I'm not going to go into all of that here. So the importance of naked skin and eyes. So get out there, look towards the sun. If you're afraid to look at the sun, close your eyes, put your face in the sun, get that pineal gland in the sun. Remember, nothing heals like the bright of light during the day and the darkness of night. We need to be in a room that is completely dark at night, and even wear an eye mask. And I do wear an eye mask because I'm a very light sleeper. And when we're sleeping, our eyes actually periodically open, and if there's any light in there, it's going to immediately wake us up. So make sure, no technology in the room, no clocks in the room. You know, if you need an alarm clock, like we have this little tiny old-fashioned tick-tock clock, and sometimes it does tick-tock, but you can't even see. It's the worst clock in the world, but you can set it, and it will wake you up if you need to get up before your natural awakening response, which would be just before the break of day. So I realized that I am like ready for bed. I am in bed by 8 o'clock. Reading, maybe a little YouTube, but not too much, with my glasses on, something calming, something that I can pray about. And then I'm noticing that I am waking up naturally. It's still dark, but you can tell that it is becoming light, and then I am getting out on the deck, even though it's cold out, trying to get as much on my skin of the early morning light, and then throughout the day, 5 minutes, maybe every hour would be a good recommendation to get out. Full spectrum, all throughout the day, looking towards the light. I actually do sun gazing morning and evening to help my body keep my melatonin up so that I can heal during the darkness at night. So anyhow, those were the few little things that really helped me. Recognizing that I was depressed, always the first step. What? Depressed again? What have I done? I realized I was not getting enough light, that I was being too impacted by the drama of the day with all this unnatural blue light, disengaged from all of that. Began to get myself out into the light, protect myself when I'm in the house under unnatural light, and then get out and get all about the real life. The DHA from high-quality fish oil, using flaxseed in a beneficial way. We talk about that in the keto class. I'm not going into that now. And I did use the melatonin medicinally for a few weeks. And then I always like SAMi, St. John's wort, for brightening my moods. And like I said, I was feeling better within about 3 days, and it's about 3 weeks now that I've been back on my mitochondria and researching the work of Dr. Jack Kruse and looking at Extreme Health Academy, Dr. John Bergman, all of these people who talk about all of these things that we talk about. So wishing you well today. That's today's transmission. Protect yourself from the evil blue lights. Open up to the natural light of the real natural world. Even though they're obscuring the sun from us, we've got to take back our health.